Good morning, Coach Cronin.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, you too. Glad to be able to get off of mute this time after Indianapolis. Thank you for your patience with that. I know that there's a lot to untangle today, but I guess the first place to start is maybe with, is everybody back at practice, and how's everybody doing?
Yeah, we're doing well. I think what people don't realize, we only have 11 because unfortunately, Will and Mac are out for the season. And we really only had 10 because Cody, when we got shut down, our gym got shut down. So Cody was shut down for 10 to 12 days, actually 12 days, which isn't really, which eliminated him because coming off of a 2-month knee injury. But he's doing better now that, he's been back in the gym for, so many days, but which gets us back to 10. So we were at 9. So, -3 put us to 6. So it's just the way. I know guys have questions about all that stuff. So we just don't have 13 like some other teams because of the injuries. So, but we're back to 11 with Cody healthy. The guys obviously are disappointed. I haven't had a chance. We go through a morning routine, so they're in the middle of that right now with our training staff and our strength coach. So before we get started, so I know they want to play, and my problem is we practice in the mornings, guys, because our class schedule for our team starts at 11 and doesn't end until later in the day, because we have so many smart guys like Miles and Russ take these classes that Ben and I couldn't get into. So the problem is I need to be on my phone right now because we're trying to get games. So we're, trying to respond to text messages. And what I found out is multiple teams are dealing with COVID, whether it's the Big West, the WCC, the Mountain West. So it's really unfortunate right now, but we're not giving up. So even if we're exploring all levels. We're trying to get a D1 game first, and then we've considered getting a D2 game as well.
Is there any chance of Arizona being before Cal?
That would be and then obviously the Oregons went down yesterday, so that's my concern for next week. So that's another call to the Pac-12 that was already made. So we can't schedule, like we can schedule our own non-league games, but for a Pac-12 team to get a Pac-12 game to get scheduled, that has to be done by the Pac-12, through their rescheduling protocol. So all we can do is voice the fact that we want another game Wednesday or Thursday. And to be honest, I know it would be a loss, but I'd take the Lakers at this point. We just, our guys want to play. They've grown sick of me again.
Let's go to Beth Harris from the AP next.
Hey, Mick. Going back to December 15th, this all kind of started with you.
Yeah, somebody called me Rudy Gobert.
Just kind of take us back to your journey with COVID and kind of that aspect of this whole situation.
Well, I don't like the story being about me, Beth, but I woke up feeling terrible, so I knew something wasn't well, so I got tested right away and I was positive. So I wish I was one of those asymptomatic people. So seems the older you are, that's the least likely that is, Beth. So for me, I didn't feel well. So once I didn't feel well, obviously we had traveled to Marquette, come back. I was at that point, I even talked to Martin Jarman the day before and said, this is a huge concern. Because I think that was when the Rams had 22 people in protocol. The Lakers had shut down practice all like a day or two before. And I know I told Martin, look at this. And I sent him some texts, the Rams and Lakers situations and all the NBA teams, like this is getting scary. So I jinxed myself, woke up the next day with it. So then we had a series bet. So people don't realize is, everybody didn't test positive the same day. So we went on protocol of LA County and UCLA. And so over the next 5 days, we had over staff and players over 10 positive tests. And, but it didn't happen all that day. So that was all we tested for 5 days out to make sure that, because it takes people time to test positive. Once we got over 10 players, they shut the gym down. So our gym was closed. So even our negative guys could not get in the gym. So we had health and safety issues, even for we only had 3 scholarship guys that were not positive. So even those guys couldn't get in our gym. So it was a problem. You know, finally were able to get back. Everybody had to test back after Christmas. I think our first day we had 4 healthy scholarship players. I was joking with Ben. I was Norman Dale. So it was just a wild ride, but you know, I'm back. I feel better now. You know, being in the bedroom for 10 days, no fun at all. So, like I said, Beth, I think there's things out there. They say it's no big deal. I don't know if that's fair to the families of the people that have lost loved ones throughout this. So, but I'm not, I'm no expert on the disease, but I'm fortunate that I was able to fight through it and, back on my feet now. So I was able to stop me from gaining weight over the holidays.
Thanks.
Got it.
All right, let's go to Tarek Fatal from SoCal Group.
Hey, Coach. I just kind of wanted maybe like a timetable if possible. So you guys, haven't played since December 11th. And then when were guys able to kind of start trickling into the gym to get some of those workouts in and stuff? I mean, how long were you guys away from the hardwood?
27th was the first day we had 4 healthy scholarship guys. 27th. So we practiced on the 14th. I shut down on the 15th. So then we had slowly add guys. We had some guy here, here at UCLA. If you had symptoms, our guys have to have a heart exam. So not only they got to get through their 10 days and they got to get the myocarditis check. So guys don't. So we did have some guys with some symptoms. So it's not just a rush back, throw them on the floor type of situation. So, we weren't able to, you got guys haven't done anything for 12, 13, 14, some guys 16 days. You got to ease those guys back in or they're going to get hurt. Forget aside from COVID, they're going to get injured. You got guys locked in the bedroom for a long time. So, the details, I'm not going to go through the details, Tarek. I apologize. This guy on this day at this time.
Sure.
Right now, I'm more concerned with you guys all telling people out there to call UCLA if you're interested in playing on Wednesday and Thursday.
Fair enough.
But from the 27th through the January 1st, we were slowly adding people. But guys' first 3 days, especially their first 2 days, we had, I know we tried to run one sprint. We did some half-court drills. We tried to run a sprint, had guys thrown up in the garbage can. We ran, when I say, the one high school 30-second deal. So it's been, but it's time to play now. Because look, guys, working out and practicing is one thing. Game legs are totally different. So we need to play a game because it's still going to be a process because games are totally different. Plus the guys want to play, it's their career. I think that's the thing that maybe gets lost at times out there. It's more, this is about them. You got to keep it about them and their experience. When you do that, I think it helps everybody that has an opinion on COVID. Let's keep it about Jaime Jaquez and Johnny Juzang and Tiger Campbell. I was thinking about Jaime, guys. His first year, we catch fire, win 7 of our last 8, lose at the buzzer, headed to the NCAA tournament. It's shut down. His second year, there's nobody on campus at UCLA. Nobody at games, not even his parents. Fortunately, we go to the Final Four. Now he's dealing with this again. That has been his that was not Tyus Edney's college career in Westwood. So when so for me, I try to stay, the players are why what I love about this, they keep you young and being able to help them in their journey. So I think for all of us, the more you can keep it about them and not about our own opinions on what should happen, and just have some compassion, because these guys want to play. So right now, like I said, if we could get the Lakers, we'd probably do it on Thursday.
All right, let's go to Tracy Pearson from Bruin Report.
Hey, Mick.
What's up, Trace?
So you kind of alluded to it. Is there two different processes on how to schedule a conference game and a non-conference? Do you get on the phone for non-conference and literally try to arrange those games, and then the Pac-12 games are dictated by the Pac-12?
I was on the phone for 4 hours last night while having dinner with my longtime significant other, girlfriend, Chrissy. That I promised to take out for sushi last night, which is hard to use the chopsticks with the phone in one hand. I'm not that good at it. You got to remember I'm Irish from the Midwest, but I'm improving, Trace. So I have nothing to do with Pac-12 scheduling. I mean, we can give them our opinion. Hey, we need a game. We'd like to play. We want to make the, whatever, but it's their call. But non-league scheduling is us. So just like it would be in the off season. So I spoke to some of my guys, my friend Trent Johnson last night from Northridge. They're who's just getting over COVID himself. And they're coming off a pause. Literally, I just walked down we're all looking at our phones, my entire staff right now. We're like I'm going to have Chris Carlson sitting at practice because we have so many calls out. That's why I wanted Alex and get it out on Twitter last night that we're looking for a game so we could get a phone call. So we could schedule a game during practice. Chris Carlson gives me the high sign here while we're practicing at 10 a.m. that he needs to talk to me. I'm going to step off the floor and talk because it's obviously Tuesday morning. But as far as Pac-12, Tracy, that is the conference.
In terms of the NCAA tournament, do you think it should go back to a bubble-like environment like from last season?
I really, I would say this, it's, they're going to have to figure out whether we're going to bubble or test. It's going to be hard if you don't bubble and you have, testing, but you don't know where the virus is going to be in March, what strain it is, I know Danny Gavitt is a very close friend of mine. He counseled me in my early crazy years through the Big East as the basketball commissioner in that league. And I have full faith in him. I don't envy his situation. I know he's probably working day and night on planning two different NCAA tournaments. I would assume they have two different tournaments planned, as you alluded to, and which way they'll pivot, you don't know. I know this for the kids. I just want the tournament to be played and teams not to have to deal with what VCU dealt with last year. So, but that's down the road. I got one more bombshell for you guys. I'm going to drop on the Pac-12 today. The Oregons went down yesterday, and we play them next week. And we did this last year. We talked about in our league that if you need to play teams 3 times, so SC's obviously 12 miles away and they have a great program. So if we both lose games next week, that would be a call as well. I don't care if we flip a coin for where the game's at or we play at the Crypto Center. It doesn't matter to me. So, we're at a point where you just got to try to get games in. So I know that was a change we made last year if it needed to happen in an effort to get games in. So and just looking at next week, that's a concern. And so that'll be something that, I'll address today with the Pac-12.
All right, let's finish up here with one more from Rashawn Haylock at KTLA.
Hey, Coach. Happy New Year.
Hey, you as well, Rashawn.
You talked about the players and this being about them. What has been your message to the guys during this time with all this uncertainty?
Well, at the beginning, it was making sure everybody's okay. We did have some guys with some symptoms. One guy that had real symptoms, didn't feel, really didn't. He was like me, felt like crap. But anyway, that and my message now to them is it's time to play. Let's well, a few guys. Well, on a side note, we got a few guys didn't have COVID, so I tell them they have to put their bubble wrap on and go straight home after practice. But the rest of them, it's it's almost second nature to these guys, Rashawn. Like they really, it's almost like they this is just how the world is. And every day we get a chance to get in the gym, let's try to become a better player. And we know that the NCAA tournament is going to happen. So that we got to chase our individual dreams and our team goals, and let's just keep trying to get better, man. You gotta just be happy to be in here. I try to look at the positive side of things, that things could be a lot worse on a lot of levels. You look at what happened to the young girl, Valentina, out in Burbank. I have a young daughter. I mean, there's just so many tough things in the world. So my message to all those guys is, hey, man, you got your health. We're in here. You're playing basketball at UCLA. I know it's not this, none of this is ideal, but I try to teach them, that life's not going to always be about your birthday party with 30 kids and ice cream and cake like Ben Bolch had as a kid growing up. You're going to have to deal with some things. So, but they've been great with it, to be honest with you. I think that's what helped us stay focused last year. I don't think it was my message as much as we just got real quality kids from quality families on this team. They really, I think they understand that that they're in a good situation. It's not, but they got great opportunity.